All right, now we're going to delve into just how to set yourself apart from everyone else. So we've already gone over how to create your brand identity, your website, and how to market your events. But now you're actually at the event, and this is going to be the deciding factor for many people as to whether or not they hire you again. These are the main things that we do that make us stand apart from everyone else in our area. And this is where you can excel as a photo booth company as well. So in addition to finding your niche market and honing in on that, I want you to practice these steps every single time you do an event. Show up early. We always show up early. We show up an average of 1.5 hours before an event. And this allows us to not only set up, take some marketing photos, but it also lets us troubleshoot if we happen to have an issue and not have to be panicked on site. 9 times out of 10, any problem that we have can be resolved in just a matter of minutes. But if we were to show up to an event only half an hour before, we probably wouldn't have the time to troubleshoot it properly. So again, show up early, at least an hour to an hour and a half before your event. 2, I want you guys to dress up, or at least dress according to that event. For weddings, you should always show up dressed according to the style of that wedding. My guys always go in a black suit, or my girls will show up in black pants and a nice top as well, but they're always dressed up. Unless we're doing an event that is outdoors and a little bit more sporty or fun, they are generally going to be dressed up in black tie. I am not overly a fan of using branded polos or even t-shirts unless it is appropriate for the event. If we're sponsoring an event and it is a relaxed event, sure, we'll do that then. But our default, like I said, is going to be black tie, and people appreciate that. They know that our guys are showing up in black tie, and we've gotten to the point where now people will tell us ahead of time what our wardrobe should be if it isn't black tie appropriate. Clear communication is the third thing that I want to talk to you guys about, and making sure that you respond to people in a timely manner. We have a 3-hour turnaround for communication with anyone who contacts us through our website, whether that's just setting an expectation as to when they can get a quote from us, or if it's even just getting the quote itself. People will be contacted within three business hours. It is very important that you communicate openly and set expectations with your clients, and they will appreciate this in the end. So just make sure that everything is clear from your invoice to your contract, as well as any communication that you might have with them. Available is something that is always great. Make sure that they have a phone number that they can contact you at, and especially before an event, they should have a way of contacting you or the person who is running that event. Now, if you're part-timing a photo booth job like I did at the beginning, then it's important that you have email or voicemail where people can leave you a message, and make sure that it is clear that in that message that you will return their call within that same business day. I used to run my photo booth job during my lunch break, and sometimes just after work or before work for an hour or 2 every day, and that was more than enough for me to deal with a 6-figure photo booth business part-time. The 4th one should probably be the first one, but please get to know your equipment. I can't tell you how many times I see people posting about the most basic problems with their photo booth, because you can tell that they, one, failed to even test their event before, or haven't even read the most basic manual and policies and procedures of using your equipment. If you are new to the photo booth industry and you don't know very much about cameras or tablets or anything like that, do yourself a favor and book yourself a couple of test events. These are great to do with your friends and family, where you just offer to bring your photo booth to an event and you can go through all of the steps involved to make sure that that event runs flawlessly. Learn from every single one of these events, but for God's sakes, please learn your equipment. No equipment is perfect, but you can get around pretty much everything if you know what your equipment is meant to do and how it's meant to do it. While you're at an event, you also obviously want to give the best service possible. So in terms of training our people, we always like to make sure that people don't touch the printer. We want to hand them the print so that we can interact with them that way. And this is why we send 2 people. We will usually have one person operating the photo booth itself and another person at a sharing station or doing prints. Now, you don't need to have 2 people. That's really not required. You can start off with just one person that will interact either on the printer or on the photo booth, but it is nice to make sure that you offer the best service possible and that whoever you are sending to that event is happy to be there. There's nothing worse than dealing with someone who hates their job, so make sure that you hire the right people, or if you are doing an event, that you put on your happy face and are super nice to everyone that comes in through the photo booth. I know that, and even if I'm in a bad mood, when I go to a wedding and I start interacting with people there, I'm instantly in a better mood because they are so happy to be in the photo booth, and everyone loves a good photo booth. Last but not least is after the event, you want to make sure that you're getting feedback from the planners or whoever booked you for that event. I always like to ask for a Google review if they had a great experience, and if they didn't have a good experience, or if maybe they had something that they would like to share with us that we could improve on, I ask them to email me directly. Now, we've gotten quite a few Google reviews from this, which is really nice, and I've also gotten some great feedback from our customers regarding either setup or maybe someone who we've hired. So it's always great to make sure that you are not only delivering a product, but that the people that are receiving the product are also happy with whatever you are delivering, because at the end of the day, your customer is who you want to be marketing towards. Now, there's some stuff that we didn't go over here, and they're the nitty-gritty details about how to start your photo booth business. Now, I am going to link you below to a free guide that Photobooth Supply Co. has made that goes over all of these details, including how to set up your bank account, how to register your business, and all that kind of stuff that we just didn't have time to go over in this video. And as always, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me in any of the Facebook groups. I'm always active in Photobooth Network, Photobooth Community, and of course the Photobooth Supply Co. Owners Group. I hope to hear from you guys because I would love to know how these videos helped you get your business to 6 figures like I did with mine in just a year and a half. I know, and I am confident that you can do the same, because these videos in a past recording that I did have helped lots of users and lots of new owners to get their business profitable in under a year. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys, and I hope to see you on the next video.